So we've got 10 guys here. AJ Mitchell is back tonight, and everybody will play. So we're just managing the preseason with the other guys back home.
You try to keep anything back playing these guys in a real game in 12 days or something, besides, of course, all the players not playing?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not really about one of the 82 games, even though we play them early. We're using the preseason to try to build the necessary habits for all of the 82 games. So really not holding anything back. It's more staying focused on the things that we're trying to build right now to get ourselves ready for the season.
In terms of the offensive process over the last 3 games, what carryover has been encouraging so far? Is there anything specific you can see?
I mean, we're still at the base point offensively and defensively. We're just focused on the fundamentals right now. Nothing really layered at this point. Just kind of getting some base stuff in, focusing on the big picture stuff, spacing, and the pace inside of our actions, and our ability to play on the catch and attack closeouts, and stuff we emphasize this time of year every year.
And with Brooks, he spent some minutes on Plumlee the other night.
Yep.
Some minutes. What potential do you see in him being able to guard that against bigger players?
He's really strong. He's physical. He's tough. He's competitive. So he's got all the ingredients to be able to do that. And right now, we're still like in an assessment phase with him in terms of just understanding his development and where we need to start, really. And so the preseason's been really valuable. We've gotten a lot of minutes. He'll get a lot of minutes again tonight. Tonight we can take a look at him. Small. We're gonna be small tonight. Jay Will's not here. BC's not here. Holmgren and Hartenstein aren't here. So we'll be small all the night, and we'll get a look at that. We can get a look at him switching onto some of their guards, get a look at him on Siakam, and just continuing to evaluate where he needs to improve so that we can kind of get him on the right starting point from a developmental standpoint.
Mark, a lot of people talk after the finals about they so much enjoy the way both the Thunder and the Pacers play. Do you see copycat in the NBA of teams picking up full court and doing some of the things that both you and the Pacers do well?
I don't know. We don't really. We're so focused on what's right in front of us. It's hard to look at like the macro stuff. We're just focused on how we can get ourselves ready for the season, build the right habits, and how we can evolve and improve in terms of what other people do. I mean, everybody's going to try to improve and change and evolve in their own way, and we'll see what that yields. Teams could go the other way. You never know. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm not sure.
Luz will probably be your biggest guy on the floor tonight. We've seen him play point guard for the Blue and various different roles with you all. What have you seen from him in terms of just the adaptability that he can provide over the course of the time that he's been here?
Well, his skill at that size gives him great versatility. He can shoot, pass, and dribble. He's got great length. He's huge. I mean, he's not like big for a wing. He's like big. He's 6'10", and his body's filled out over the last few years. He was a young player when we drafted him, and so he had a young body at that time. He's stronger now than he's ever been, and so it gives us a lot of fluidity with him, a lot of versatility, and I'm interested to see what he'll do tonight. He was in kind of that creation role in some of the other preseason games, and tonight he'll start at the 5. So we'll have a little bit of a different look with him on both ends of the floor and see how he does.
I was just asking Rick Carlisle about just how valuable these preseason games are for the guys towards the end of the roster. And he was saying that was his experience making teams in training camp. Do you have a story that stands out to you about a guy who we know Lou showed some things early, but specifically like anybody that really caught your eye in a preseason game and maybe either made a team or solidified a spot on the Blue or anything like that over the course of time?
Most of the guys, especially when they're younger. Casey Wallace started his first preseason game as a rookie. I remember Giddey's first preseason game. He was outstanding at home against Charlotte. AJ Mitchell between last September and last preseason really showed what he was capable of. And then the E10s, the guy like Malafai, was never really fully on the team last year for very long, but was a guy that in training camp last year made it very clear he's somebody we want to be a part of the program for as long as he wants to be. just because how functional he is, how good of a guy he is, and so we try to really take advantage of these games. You know, it's a great opportunity to see guys you haven't seen, like the rookie players. It's also a great opportunity to see guys like Kaysen tonight, you know, Mitchell in different roles than they normally play, Oos at the 5, those sorts of things. So we try to get something out of every game.
What kind of role do you expect for Usman next year? Next season?
I don't predetermine roles. You know, at this time of the year, there's so many unpredictable things. We just kind of take it a step at a time and a day at a time and let things evolve naturally. You know, last year at this time, if you asked me about our team, I would have had some sort of answer, and then 2 weeks into the season, we had no 5 men healthy, and we were playing 5 guards. It's like a great lesson, and you know, just taking things as they come and flowing with the season rather than constantly trying to plan everything in advance when there's a lot of unpredictability.